Today, we're going to be unboxing a Faye Valentine quarter scale bunny from Freeing. I am hyped about this figure, and I'll tell you why. So, Cowboy Bebop, I have an interesting opinion on. So, I started it, and I'm gonna be honest, it's not the type of anime that I thought it would be. I was expecting something different, to be honest. I really wasn't expecting like a Saturday morning cartoon, but I guess that's a lot of people, they enjoy that, but it wasn't for me. But I will say one thing about that. There was one thing that I really enjoyed about Cowboy Bebop from the get-go whenever I met this character, and that was Faye Valentine. Faye Valentine, I was really expecting this more serious, like, no joking around, all business, really like professional, never makes a mistake type character. And then you watch the show, she's the comedic relief half the time. And I really like that. I like when they don't want to just make this, really tough and strong woman. They make her an actual character that has flaws, but also is really funny, and also can, when she needs to, which is quite often, be very competent and get the job done. I like that. I think she's a very well-rounded character, and I really like that, especially at the time. That was a older anime. You could have definitely had some tropes, but I don't think they really did. I think that's a really interesting character. And so I decided, even though I'm not big on the anime, I decided, you know what? I do want to get some merch from that anime, and I decided I'm going to pick up this quarter scale bunny of Faye. And I will say this box is nuts. I mean, look at this thing. It is so cool. I mean, it's got the design here. It's got like custom font and everything. Even the box itself, like just the logo side, looks really nice. This is a really good looking box. I want to compare it to one. This is Aya from Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. This is the more standard Freeing box that you'll get. And you can see, I mean, it's the, standard like logo there. Like, I'll compare it here. You can tell, like, they really put some effort into designing this box. Like, really well done. Like, here's the side where they show a bunch of different angles. Look at the side they show a bunch of different angles at for Faye. Look how cool that is. This is like, obviously, I don't care about the box. I'm gonna put the box in the attic, but it's really cool. I like that they are like trying to do something cool with this one, so I'll give them credit. It's a good presentation, I think is the best way to put that. Now, before we get right on into the unboxing, I do want to say this, like with that Freeing bunny, I do a lot of unboxings for this type of figure, as well as other figures, as well as anime reviews and a bunch of stuff like that, as well as if you're really like these bunny girl things. Coming on Easter, we'll be going over every bunny girl figure in my collection for 2026, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe, you can see that. And also, comment down below what your thoughts are on this figure. Are you going to pick it up? Have you picked it up? Or if not, why not? And just let me know. Are you interested in Freeing bunnies at all? What's your opinion on Faye? Let me know your opinion on Faye. I'm a big Faye fan, but maybe you guys disagree. Or maybe you agree, I don't know. So let's get right on into the unboxing here. And it's been a little bit. It's been like, a couple months since we've had a standing up Freeing bunny. We had the Azuki-chan sister, and then we had the little 7th scale ones. This is the first quarter scale standing up one that we're gonna have a base with in a little bit. And it's not gonna be the last one. We got plenty more on the way. Got a Chainsaw Man ones, got the Ranma ones, lots of really cool ones on the way. So subscribe, you'll see them as they come out. But anyway, let's get Faye out of the box here. Let's flip her over here. I will say this, Faye does come, and we'll look at the figure here in a minute, but I will say this, just from looking at it from the outside, she does come with some accessories, which is not something you always see that often, so I appreciate that, and that's something I'm looking forward to. That was one of the kind of the bigger reasons why I was looking forward to it. And they are doing the same thing with the Ranma figure, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Let's go ahead and start off by looking at the base. Maybe not everybody's favorite, but it's still important. It's just a black base, not anything special. It is kind of a tiny base, so you're not taking up a lot of room. I like that. And it's also not see-through, so you're not going to be able to see these things like these underneath. So that's a good thing there. Let's go ahead and cut the plastic here on the actual figure so we can get her out. Now, Faye is obviously not an old anime character, but an older, from a different time, not from the modern type of anime characters to where they all have the big, same kind of eyes on all of them. She's definitely a different looking type of character, so the face is going to look a little bit different. But you know what? I'm kind of glad to have that. I think that's pretty cool. You do get these little fake, or their little shipping bunny ears with all your freeing bunnies. You can just take them out, throw them back in the box. We get some new ones here, but we're going to take them off. And now we'll put her on the base. But before we do that, we are going to have to add this little base clip here. You just snap that right onto the base there, and now she can stand up very securely. Alrighty, there she is on the base. Let's go ahead and put her bunny ears on. There we go. And last but certainly not least, you do have little cards here that you will add on. I'll show you some close-ups of all this here in a minute, but we'll add that. I think it just slides. There is a little slot here right at the back of the cards there. You're going to take that and slide it right in between her fingers there. And there you go. Anyway, let's look at this. I'm gonna get this out of the way. We're gonna look up some close-ups of this figure. Now, first impressions here for Faye. I really like this figure. I think this figure looks really nice here. Now, I will say this. I have in the past said that basically you could cut the head off some of these characters, put it on another bunny, and you really wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And this one is not entirely not guilty of that either. This one does look a lot, from there down, you don't get a lot of things that say, yeah, that's Faye. But look, that's kind of the whole point of these sometimes. But I do think the pose does say, yeah, that's Faye. I'm getting those vibes off of it. I like that. It's definitely a type of character that Faye would be playing, but hey, I like that. It's a type of personality. She's got many different quirks. I think this is one of them. So that's fair. I think that's fine. One thing that I think you could have done, I think they might have tried it. I'm going to be honest, they did that with the mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend. You could have made it yellow. However, they may have tried that and they said, okay, this does not work. And then they went back to this. And here's what I will say also. This color is like a gunmetal black, very metallic-y, very reflective, very shiny, looks so good. Looks beautiful. One of the best looking bunny suits that I have seen. Love that. The shoes match that, and the bunny ears match that. Also, a little addition here for this figure that I have not seen from a lot of them. A lot of them, what they will do is they will have the band kind of in the top of their head, but because Faye has such iconic hair, what they have done is they put the band like more here so that her big, I guess that's her bangs. I don't know what this is, but whatever it is, they put that in front of it so it kind of comes out and not goes straight up, which I like, but they did have to kind of redesign the bunny ears, which is pretty cool. It just shows that they did go through the effort to make sure that her iconic hair is still there. I do also really like the face. I do think you could make an argument that it should be slightly different, kind of make there's better Faye faces you could have done. Don't entirely agree. I think this one fits this pose really well. So I am, for one, myself, I'm quite fond of this. I think it turned out pretty well. I do really like how the expression here is very, it shows more than other, especially newer anime characters. We don't really get any that's this, kind of expressive. I would say kind of one that, despite her not being that expressive, one that might give off similar vibes to this one is the Comey one, and I kind of like that. But this one definitely one of the more nice face sculpts in my opinion. Now, nobody buys a bunny girl figure without talking about the body itself, and I don't really talk about this very often, but I've noticed that a few of you would rather me talk about this, so I'm going to briefly. Here's one thing that I will say, and I haven't noticed this in other figures, but maybe it's just because I'm not looking at their hips as much. But this one has a very prominent little hip structure here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that they are actually putting the detail into that. It looks really nice. I think it comes across on camera here. You can actually see it over here as well. They do that. I can look up there and I can see they're doing it, but this one looks more like they actually put a little bit more effort into it than some of the other ones. The other ones, it just kind of blends. This one is obviously there. Which, here's the other thing that I will say, and this kind of incriminates me, but a lot of the other ones are like younger. This is like a 30-year-old woman. So maybe she's a little bit more, all of her features are very pronounced by this point in life. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Kana from Dragon Maid has got those middle-aged curves really yet. Moving on. Butt is nothing really special, to be honest. It's not that, like, big. It's just there. It does the job. Everybody has a butt. There you go. Chest, very nice. Nice curves here. I also do like that they, the arms and everything, good blend of the skin there. Looks really nice. Just overall, a really solid figure overall. This is a worthwhile figure in my opinion. This is something I'm very happy that I decided to pick up. I was very close to skipping it, and probably if I wouldn't have had those problems with Ami Ami, I probably would have skipped it, because I was going to buy a few Haruhi figures instead, but I decided not to. I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy a Faye figure. So here she is. I'm looking forward to getting more bunnies like this one. I think it's going to be pretty, I hope they continue to make bunnies like Faye is what I mean. Like, yes, I really enjoyed like when they made the Sayu, where she had a different type of outfit, different type of bunny outfit. Same thing goes for a few of these. They've really kind of done different types of bunny outfits, and it makes them unique. But also I do like these classic bunnies, and it just shows here with Faye that they still can make them very, stand out on their own. So that'll be it for this review. Grade on this figure. 8.5. I don't think it's nothing special. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the greatest bunny girl figure that I've ever gotten. It is a really solid figure. There is no flaws, really, but there's nothing that blows me away. So I'm very happy with what I'm getting here. I am happy about my purchase, and I would purchase it again if I had to make the decision again. So, very happy with that. We'll add it to the collection. You'll see it again someday. You'll see it at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. What is your opinion not only on this figure, but like I said, tell me what your opinion is on Faye as a character. I quite like her, but let me know what your opinion is. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. We got another figure. We got another bunny to review. So subscribe. You'll see it soon.